Well, heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States. And Tiffany, you've learned that people who live in outlying areas have a higher risk of developing heart failure.
It's really eye-opening. I mean, the statistics vary depending on the source, but here's the bottom line. People who live in rural communities are more likely to develop heart disease and have a higher risk of stroke compared to people who live in urban areas. According to the American Heart Association, some of the reasons include physical access to health care, health behaviors that increase risk, like tobacco use and lack of exercise, plus social determinants of health, like income, education, and food insecurity. I recently traveled to Ravenna in Portage County to get a better grasp of the issue and to speak with a local man who is opening up about his journey to encourage others. As a firefighter paramedic and after working his way through the ranks to become a police chief, Mike Tinlin has lived a life of service.
I've been shot twice, stabbed 3 times in law enforcement, yes.
You've been through a lot in your career.
But I loved it. I loved the career. It was very good to me. Hello, ladies.
Now he's serving Portage County as a commissioner.
I've met a lot of people that I normally wouldn't have met and helped a lot of people that had concerns.
But just last month, he had an issue of his own. This one was health related. During his annual checkup, the 65-year-old's family doctor suggested he get a stress test.
But I had noticed time and time again that under different exertions, my heart would kind of stop or pound a little bit heavy, but nothing that was really any effect to me. And about 20 minutes into the stress test, I felt fine.
But because of his paramedic background, watching the monitor, Mike knew something was wrong. Specialists learned he had a 20 to 30% buildup of cholesterol plaque in the arteries of his heart and atrial fibrillation, more commonly known as AFib, an irregular heart rhythm.
When the upper chamber of the heart is not beating regularly, then the blood tends to stagnate there and can form blood clots. And some of that blood clots can go to the brain and can actually cause strokes to happen.
Dr. Anjan Gupta is an interventional cardiologist who treated Mike at the UH Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute in Portage County.
Portage County actually has one of the highest cardiovascular disease rate as well as mortality from cardiovascular disease.
Dr. Gupta believes a lack of awareness is one of the big reasons for that in this rural Ohio county, but there are others.
Diet, nutrition is a nutritional knowledge, I would say, is a big problem over here, as well as increased prevalence of risk factors of smoking.
We have areas in our southern county that they're 45 minutes, even with an ambulance running quickly, to get to UH Portage.
As I sit with Mike in this administration building that was once a hospital.
I was born here. Had my appendix out here and I had my tonsils out here.
We reflect on the fact that he was able to receive more specialized care just 20 minutes from home, thanks to a program that's been in place in Portage County since 2015. Today, he has a message for you. Listen to your body and your doctor.
Because a lot of people just sit back and think, oh, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. And the wife goes to the store and comes home and you're not here anymore.
Well, Mike tells me he is grateful for the support he's received at UH, from the receptionist to the doctors. September is AFib Awareness Month. Dr. Gupta tells me it's more common in older adults, but young people can have it too. He suggests really paying more attention to a healthy diet, regular exercise, and getting those checkups.
So important. Great message this morning, Tiffany. Thanks.